What's up? It's your boy Carson, man. Let's get into it. Man, back in the 90s, like 97, early 97, the New York federal government was cracking down. Organized crime in the 90s, the families that was operating, the federal government was getting ready to make their move. All those guys they had put in federal witness protection program, it was time to start cleaning house. Especially after all the mob movies started to appear. You had Goodfellas, you had Casino. It was time to highlight the benefits and the work of all the agents and everybody involved. They want to make a big show of everything. And what Goodfellas did was tick off a lot of people. Not a lot of people were happy with the movie Goodfellas coming out. A lot of mob guys did not like this at all. Showing the insides and the inner workings of some of the way they handle their business is not how they do their business. They are murder. They felt that was a violation of it, that movie. And since then, it was like a big pat on the back of the FBI. The FBI felt, all right, we're doing it. We took them down. Look how they cracked. Let's show it all. Make ourselves look great. So now you got a bunch of cowboy agents looking to make their own movie. I get a big bust, they'll make a movie, put me in it, but I'll bring down the mob. So the mob was modernizing. They were moving into other ventures, film, shakedowns in the movie industry, leaning on actors, record producers, those artists in the game. Offer them things that they could use for their benefit and tax them. So they saw a situation where business could be arranged. Allegedly, the Genovese mob family was attached to the Bad Boy Records. And when this was going down, the federal government already had their boss behind bars. While all of this is happening, he's on the trial fighting for his life in prison. And while all of this is going on, and they're trying to compile evidence and do all these things, the family's being ran by other people and acting bosses. But Sean Puffy Combs was one of the people that they felt, the FBI felt, was working with the Genovese Mafia and brought in Biggie and investigated everybody, surveillance all of them, wanted to monitor where they go, who they sat with, and everything. So they were in Los Angeles when Biggie was shot. They basically followed him throughout the night. So the fact that the government act as if they have no footage of anything is it's quite shocking. When they had photos of them basically the entire time they were there, filming them, taking pictures. That part is strange to me. When they were at the Four Seasons, they got photographed outside the Four Seasons. Like they were being monitored everywhere they went. So it's odd to me that they would miss that and that would come under their attention. But Biggie rapped and bragged about this during his last album, Life After Death. He bragged about this fact throughout the entire album. He's basically bragging about his mafia connection. When he talked about Uncle Matty broke the neck of your coke connect, you know, Matty was the acting boss of the Genovese family. He was very serious human being, and he was called Matty the Horse. So a lot of the things he was mentioning there in that, in that album, you'll go back and listen to it, and you're like, wow. I roll with guys who call gas toolies, call blacks moolies, think it's cool to smoke woolies. He was talking about the mafia, and he bragged about it throughout his song. So the government wanted to lean on him, and they did this takedown where they came and arrested him in his home. Police did a sweep, said that police was riding by, just happened to smell weed coming out of his house. So they approached and they found weapons and all these different things. And this was only a few weeks or probably a month before his shoot in New York City. He was arrested and brought in for a cab driver getting beat. There's a lot of people pressing charges on Biggie Smalls during this time, to where they were trying to force jail time upon him and put him under pressure to where he'll start cooperating with them. That's what they really wanted, as they was working to try to bring down the Genovese Mafia. Well, Dominic and Mario were allegedly the guys that Puffy knew and, met with, you know, uh, but I don't know that for fact. So I said alleged. Things were things were like all cowboyish, So it was uh it was kind of known, that different things was gonna take his place because the big man went to jail, and behind all this, and a lot of the plans that was laid out didn't need to be followed because once Biggie died, they didn't have enough to lean on Puffy. But if you could get an artist that's under his umbrella, his biggest artist, then maybe you could, if you could apply the right pressure. So they were gonna try to flip Biggie. Now, will it work? That's another story altogether. I seriously doubt it. But that was the federal government's major plan at the time. So those were the core reasons of the arrest. And all the little things he was doing was being escalated. They were following him and catching him on every little thing they could. They could try to build up something to throw on his back to really lean on. But that's all I know. And that's all I'm going to be saying. Listen, if you want to donate to the page, you can click the link in the description box, or you could definitely hit me up on the Cash App. My name is Carcino on the Cash App. Thank you. I appreciate your time. And oh yeah, definitely subscribe to the page too. And hit the like button, all those wonderful things that they got now for you to do. It's like you got to go through a whole exercise over here now. I don't make the rules. I just try to follow.